What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Geekin on Tech.
Hold on, hold on. You sound a little like,
I sound say that.
there you go. Now you're louder. You sounded really low when you first started.
Oh, interesting. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Geeking on Tech. I am your host, Dig. With me, as always, is the homie Trayvon, Mr. Nerd with the Tech. How are you doing today?
Doing good. It's been a busy week.
It
Yeah.
has. It feels like it's been multiple busy weeks in a row. So I fully get what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh well, let's get right on in it. I think I don't have any pre-show banter or anything. Let's jump right into the Samsung Galaxy Unpacked recap. I think this is probably the biggest tech news of the week. And Sam,
Well,
well, depending on who you are,
yeah.
some people, there might be some other things that are pretty big to you, but
Yeah.
let's talk phones before we get into anything else. Like I said, Samsung unveiled their not only just the new Galaxy line, but also some headphones. I do have
Mhm.
a picture of the. This is the phones, obviously. So we have the S26 and S26 Ultra.
Yes. I'm not trying to show if there was a. I'll be
There's a
honest. When I
plus.
look, when I watch the Unpack, I'm watching for the features more than
There's
anything.
there's a plus in there somewhere.
I'm
These
pretty
might be
sure. That's what I was
these
like,
might be the S26 and S26 Plus. I'm not gonna hold you. They all look the same.
they
If
do.
you've seen one Galaxy phone, you've probably seen them all. Not much has changed. I don't even think they changed the colorways, like to be honest. So it's like
I
if
think
you're look
this new purple is the purple is new. From what I understand, people been excited about the purple.
okay, so then
I think I don't.
that might be the only new colorway. Outside of that, there are it's slightly it is a slightly larger screen, but
Mhm.
how are you really gonna you unless you have them side by side, you're not gonna know that. And I think the battery capacity is slightly larger. They are sticking with Qualcomm chips, so if we're talking just like the internals and stuff, I think it's running on a Snapdragon 8 Elite chip. The S Ultra is running on. Let me see. I have it here off to the side. I think it might be running that same Snapdragon chip, to be honest, because they don't have it. They don't have it detailed differently.
Really?
So no, I think they're all running that same chip.
Okay.
It's just the S26 Ultra has like better camera features and stuff like that, and I think more AI features. I don't know. Google the way that like they kind of focus, and I think Android is in general, that it seems like a lot of their stuff recently is just we're doing software upgrades, and we're going to segment based off of the software upgrade that each of our different devices get. So I think that was a thing, but the big thing, obviously, with any of these Galaxy phones was the I can't remember what they specifically called it, but they're basically privacy screen,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's
Big deal.
that's by far the highlight of just this entire thing. Like the
They're calling it
stabilization was
privacy display.
privacy
Right.
display. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, like I really enjoyed the privacy display, just like being able to not have to black out the entire screen. Like you can sort of hide specific things. Let me see if I can get a picture of that while I'm gonna let you talk.
Yeah.
But I to me that was the highlight. Like the stabilization was really cool, but for somebody who has a camera who has stabilization already, I it didn't wow me as much as I know it wowed a lot of people. It is great to have it in the phone, don't get me wrong,
Hmm.
but it didn't wow me as much as I think it wowed a lot of folks. But I'll let you talk while I try to find this picture.
Yeah. So the privacy display that I mean, I think that's I really think that's like a game changer feature that they've added in the phones, and I feel like everybody's going to try, to redo it, copy it, or whatever, because this is a big. It's more than Usually you could just get the privacy screen, but you had to throw it on there,
Hmm.
put it on your phone or whatever, and that's that. They were okay, but the fact that you can do the whole screen if you want to, or you can tell it what elements to do it on, notifications on certain apps. It can do parts of the screen. I just think that's so cool. And one of the features that really that's one of the features that make you, oh well, maybe I should upgrade for that. If it's if it's tied to the screen tech, not just software. A lot of Samsung's really good about theirs when they do something software based. A lot of times it will be at least the phone or two before it'll at least go to those as well. Maybe not, right
Hmm.
away, but it will get to them. Um, so yeah,
So I mean, we could talk while through it. That's why I muted it so that way we can talk while it's going. So this is going to show basically, unfortunately for our audio listeners, basically how the privacy display works. When like you were saying, how it can be the entire screen, it can be notifications, it can be specific notifications, and I do agree with you. I think this is going to be something that will basically become status quo, and I don't see why it wouldn't. Like the only thing I can think is that if Samsung is like, because we're supplying pretty much the screen for it, I feel like almost all of the
right,
major phone companies that are like,
right,
well, we're gonna keep this for us. That's the only way I can see it not becoming status quo. Then I think that's when it's like other manufacturers are still going to try.
right. This
It's
is the
go
force
ahead.
wants to make their own.
Mm-hmm.
If Samsung doesn't give it to them, then they'll make their own. Um, but this is really cool. Like this, I mean, the one thing that Samsung's done recently is just like how we have the a dynamic island or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They've added something very similar to that when you're playing music or whatever, like doing different things. There's like a little thing in the notification bar you can click that opens up just like that. So it's
Yeah.
like I do like it when they borrow from each other. I don't consider it a bad thing, when they take from each other. I was like, why not? Like I was like,
No,
you
I agree with you. I don't either. I I think just in the name of, I guess, just trying to get that edge of getting people to go to your device. That's the only reason I could see them doing it. But again, I feel like you're probably charging a premium on this, so it's
right.
like, why not? And get that extra money. You're getting your own money, and you're getting from everybody else. So
I don't think about getting it this year. I don't
no,
think no. I think they'll at least put it on all their, flagships down the line, like the
yeah.
folds and the flips and all that. I feel like those will have it. If they're able to do it in the flexible
Actually, I
screen.
was gonna say I don't think the Fold's gonna get it this year.
You don't think so? Why
I don't.
not?
The Fold,
This is how it usually works. They'll put it on this and then
yeah, but I don't know if that's, like you said. Are they able to put that on a flexible screen? Is the thing
I
that
mean
might
they've done
be
stuff in the past where they just put on the outside screen. Like they did
true.
like on the
True.
fold. The flip is different because that's just like a little cover display. I don't know if they do it for that. They could, but
That might be easy to do actually. Because you figure
I'm
if they
saying like
already.
why I'm saying why do it though, like
Oh
on the
yeah, yeah,
screen. Um, Now in the fold, of course, it's you're supposed to be able to use it closed, so that makes sense for them to
yeah. So
do it
that
on there.
one, like you said, on the outside screen, I could see it, but I to your point, I don't know if, and granted, I just don't know the technology enough, but I wonder if they don't know how to do it where, like you said, that screen that's folding,
Right?
and
Is it going to
especially
work?
because
Is it going to work right? Yeah,
you
when
said
it's
it's
folded.
softer too, right?
Yeah, yes, yeah,
Yeah, so like stuff like that, I wonder if it's like, we just don't know how to do that quite yet.
yeah. So I don't know. It'd be interesting if they try it. And I mean, they're supposed to be doing this new technology where I like there's rumors that they're making a wide version and all that
Hmm.
stuff. And so it'd be interesting to see what they do with that. Um, but yeah, I thought this was. I was when it was the rumors. I was like, oh, that's really cool. They would actually do it. And then we see it and we fully see how it works. I was like, this is great. I was like, this will help people, everywhere you are, you're out, you're doing,
Yeah.
whatever you're doing. This is great. There's been a lot of features I've been seeing people like demo and like the Galaxy AI stuff, powered by Gemini and all that stuff. It's been interesting to see how well it's doing with like photos and stuff. Like I think I
Hmm.
saw somebody like had a foggy picture and it was like remove the fog and the clouds and it just I don't know, of course it composited from somewhere else or whatever it did, but it
Yeah.
looked amazing. I was like, wow, did a great job.
It's
Um,
interesting. And I know I saw MKBHD talking about this as well. It's interesting, but I ain't gonna hold you. It's also a little concerning, especially in today's age where it's like it's getting very difficult. Not necessarily difficult, but people aren't doing the due research to like
What's real?
see what's real and what's not,
Mhm.
and it the ease of how well you're able to just do this in the palm of your hand is like very troubling, especially like I said in today's age, where it's like I don't know if I want everybody to have that power because a lot of people suck and they're
That's
not
true.
going to do well with this.
That is
So
true.
that
Mhm.
was like that was me the entire time watching all of these different AI features. Like I've talked at length on here about how I just do not care about AI and all of that, but the just seeing how much it's pushed in every single Samsung device, every single Google device, really every device in general, but Android is really, and obviously because I feel like it's coming top down from Google and Samsung, they are really pushing it. And
And
it's
it also announced that deal with Perplexity as well.
yeah,
Or you could say Hyplex or whatever. I was like, what?
yeah,
I was like, okay, that's
it's
interesting.
it's like I from obviously I don't use I do have an Android device, but I don't use it as often or anything. I get enough of that from Microsoft getting it pushed in my face, and I'll just be like, sometimes I just be like, I don't want this on my phone too.
So I use Google Assistant all the time, turn on lights and all that stuff, and the AC, whatever. I do all that, but I don't use it like constantly on my phone like that. I will like the editing photos thing. I do
Mhm.
it to compare because I'll go to Apple's edit and see what it does. Apple's edit is trash. Just
I
it is awful.
the only thing I've
The thing to
used,
tell it remove something or whatever, it's
yeah,
awful.
I've never used it. The only thing I've
So bad.
used is where you can click and drag, and it like removes the background.
Yes, that's cool.
That's
I
the
do
only
like
thing
that.
that I used.
But I've done it where I get a photo, I'm like, I want to take that out of it, and I'll like circle or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and it Apple's is terrible. They gotta fix that. I'll compare them, and I'll do it on the Android, and I was like,
Yeah.
I haven't used Galaxy AI's version. I've done, I went into like Google Photos and did it. Google because
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what it's called in there. It's a specific name they have for it, but in there it really works really well.
Okay.
I compare stuff like that. So I don't know. It's weird because I remember years ago when they had that super zoom thing, and people were taking pictures of the moon,
Oh
and
yeah,
it
yeah,
really wasn't the moon. It was just like they were getting the picture from somewhere and just replacing it and making it look like Oh, that's interesting. That's not a photo either.
yeah,
Oh, you downloaded that technically.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like I said, I know it unfortunately feels like we probably have lost the race against it. It's just I
I don't know.
I
After what
can't.
happened today, I
I
don't know.
mean, we'll see.
I don't
We'll
know.
see. But it's just one of those things that it's tough for me to get behind fully. But everything else in the phone, like I said, the stabilization thing, even
Cool.
if it's not like something that's specifically for me, that is great to have. Like stabilization just in terms of the pictures and videos that I take, even with my cameras, has saved me so many times.
Hmm.
For it to be on your phone camera is amazing.
The way they
That
were
is great.
I see the thing that shocked me, I guess, about it was usually, yes, you can be a little shaky or whatever, but they were turning it all the way around, and
Well,
it's
that's why.
still that's impressive. I was like, that's cool.
No, and it is. I think, but I think too. I forgot who else. I forgot who else said. I know MKBHD did too, but I know it is all in the sensor size, and that's why
Hmm.
when you and I were talking about it, I was saying that I don't know how large the S25 or the S24 their sensors are,
I have a
but
feeling they probably put a big one in this
theoretically,
one.
you
I
think
feel
they
it.
put.
I feel it.
I wonder how much bigger though. Like I having to look at like how small some of these mirrorless cameras stuff are that have their in-body stabilization. I'm not so sure how big the sensor really needs to be for stabilization.
It says the wide camera now is 47% brighter aperture that opens to f1.4. Um, and the telephoto open to f2.9 for 37% improved brightness. So I guess they're gonna do that. They're gonna
Yeah, for
put
sure.
bigger ones in each time. So let me see. Got a little comparison tool up here, but what's funny about these comparison tools when they put on the site? They have it up here, Galaxy 26 Ultra versus 24 by default. Why don't you
Oh
put the
yeah,
25
but
by
see, so
default?
because so that goes back to what I was saying before. I think it's a huge increase from probably the 24, but the 25 it may just be incremental. I mean, it's the same thing that Apple does when you look at their device, like whenever they're doing those comparisons for the MacBooks and stuff like that. It's always we're going back to the M2 or the M3, and it's like,
Not
oh,
the one
because
previous.
yeah, it's not that much of a jump yet. And
So okay, I'm looking at it right now. I see the Ultra has the same megapixels. The megapixels haven't changed. So the wide is f1.4 on the 26. On the 25, it was 1.7. Um, the ultra wide is the same on both. The telephoto on this one is 2.9, and on the 25 it was 3.4. So I
so
don't. So not. I mean, I don't. That sound. I mean, to me, those numbers don't look that big, but I feel like they probably are.
I don't.
I don't
I
know much about
guess
cameras like that. So
yeah, and I don't know how much like those are different aperture and stuff like that, but like when you're talking about the actual sensor itself, you they do some crazy stuff with sensors nowadays.
yeah,
And so I'm just saying I don't know if like privacy screen, that's a phone upgrade worthy, feature.
yeah.
That 100% is. I'm saying I don't think like if you're like, oh, I need that feature, the stabilization. I don't think that's a phone upgrade worthy feature unless you are just crazily taking
Unless if
video
that's
of
all
your
you use, if all you use your phone for,
yeah. Then
okay,
maybe.
yeah.
But outside of the phones and stuff, they did talk about their new Galaxy Buds. I don't use the Galaxy Buds. I do have a picture of them here. I mean, not much has changed. It has better ANC. I think it has a better radio that it's supporting, like better audio that it's supporting, like it's 24-bit audio. Um, this is just more of an iterative thing. I think they were just like, look, with your new Galaxy phone, get new Galaxy Buds. I don't think there's much else to really talk about it with that.
Yeah, they do
Um,
that every time, pretty much.
yeah, and then we already talked about the perplexity stuff. So like, I just wanted to recap everything that they talked about. Before we move on to our next topic, was
Yeah.
there anything else specifically at this event that you wanted to talk about?
I thought it was interesting that they did add magnets to the phone. That was one thing that I thought was weird. And then they came out talking about that it would affect the S Pen if you use a magnet case. But then they sell their own magnet case. I was like, how does like I was like, everybody puts these like I put one on my phone, like so
Mm-hmm.
I can do the MagSafe stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. They didn't put one in there still. Like it just won't, it's not going to magnetize anything unless you put a case on it. Unless you got to,
Yeah.
I thought that was weird that they didn't do that this year. But then they came out with a magnet wireless charger. I was like, how does make it? Come on, sis.
I
Like,
mean, it's the same thing. It's the same thing that all these companies do that. Remember when Apple moved? Oh, you have to get this new pin for your iPad. I just want to sell. I want to sell a new generation of this. So I need you to not be able to use the last thing because now you got to buy this next one.
so interesting. I was like, okay, yeah.
Let's talk the Nothing Phone 4. Have you seen this? Have you seen it at all?
I'll be honest. I don't really pay attention to
Anything
those.
outside of that's all right. Well, I got a picture of it. This is the Nothing Phone 4. It's very interesting. Their event is on Wednesday, I believe. And for some reason, 2 days ago, they did like a whole design video of like basically unveiling the design, talking about what's coming at this event, but it didn't talk specs. So I have nothing on specs to tell you other
Okay.
than the fact that those that red square and those squares above it, that's like an LED bar. So like it's like a status bar essentially.
Okay.
The red square will blink red, obviously when they're recording. I think it'll I think it'll like as you're charging, it'll be like a progress bar.
Hmm.
Um that's really the big thing that they were talking about in the videos. They were really hyped about that. It's gonna be a little bit more expensive. I think it was coming in at I want to say 370 pounds versus obviously they're UK companies, so they were dealing in pounds.
Right.
Versus like the 299 or whatever it was. They also unveiled not even fully unveiled, obviously, because they're just sort of, hey, these are going to be the things we're talking about. They're nothing headphones, and it was just this picture. So
I think I remember like some creators saying they liked them the nothing headphones. I believe I'm wrong, but I believe they liked them. Thought they were good. Um, I don't know. Never pay attention. I don't know.
I pay attention to nothing just because I do like to see the scope of devices outside of the Samsung, Google, and Apples of the world. It's very unfortunate LG does not do. I feel like they just don't do devices, and Motorola is very hit or miss. So,
Used to love LG, man.
man, let me
They,
tell you, my
they
LG
had some of my favorites.
they did. I used to love. I had the LG G4 where it had the button on the back. Oh, I loved that thing.
You
It
remember
was
the Voyager?
mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Voyager, the Dare, the chocolate. Listen, sorry. They had some
No,
hitters.
LG had some hits, and it's very unfortunate that they didn't last the test of time. But I mean, a lot of Android companies didn't last the test of time, like that transition. So
Yeah.
maybe they're doing more overseas. I have no idea, but I just wanted to talk about the nothing phones quickly. The interesting part about these headphones is they're calling them their budget headphones, but the
Mm.
price is like 180. I don't know if that's budget.
I mean, compared to some of these other ones,
I think I want to say the Galaxy Buds. We just talked about that. Let me see. I still have that press release open. I'm pretty sure those
the
are like
pros are 212.
212.
Oh
Okay.
wait, no, let me take it back. 250.
Ooh.
250.
So I guess 70 off. Yeah, that's budget. I guess that's very unfortunate.
I
That's
forgot. I was on a discount website.
that's very unfortunate that that's considered budget nowadays. Like,
Yeah. That word.
but I like I said, I don't have much on nothing phone. I just want to really give them a shout out, especially because we don't have any specs or anything. I'll probably be watching their event. I think it's going to be a part of Mobile World Congress. But before we talk about all of the other stuff that are coming to Mobile World Congress, Apple is promising a week of reveals, according to Tim Cook. We don't put like a little short blurb video. Didn't really show much, but we talked about it last week. Some of the things that we think are coming. One thing that we didn't talk about, and the reason I brought this up again, is that touchscreen OLED Mac. Are you interested?
I think it's about time they did it.
Okay.
Um, I'm wondering what that indicates though. Like if they're doing that, I'm like, well, huh. All right, it just makes me start thinking about all the other touch devices that they have.
Okay.
The iPad OS stuff that they've been doing, at least the last couple updates, they made it more like Mac or whatever. And I thought that was an indication that touchscreen Macs were coming when they did that. I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. That this gives you like you can double tap the task, the window bar, and it'll bring the screen in. You can all this stuff. I was like, this is interesting. Imagine you could do that on the Mac. Imagine you could just swipe a screen over to the left. I don't know. Just think about the idea of doing that on your Mac. I think that's a cool idea because honestly, I've used so many touchscreen laptops that I like when it's not touchscreen, it kind of throws me off.
Really?
Like one of my work computers, my normal one, I could do all that on. I could touch the screen, and then I got like a government one that I can't. I was like, oh shit, I can't touch the screen. I was like, okay, hold on, I gotta move the mouse. I be forgetting. I'm so used to just touching the screen. All my
I
laptops have been that
despise
way.
touchscreen laptops. I have a touchscreen laptop. I turned off the touchscreen. I despise touchscreen. They're
I'm so
so
used.
annoying. They're so oh I I hate when I'm trying to adjust the screen and I nod and accidentally touch something. I'm just like I have a mouse for a reason. I despise so for me, I'm interested in in seeing new technology and seeing what they're going to do. But oh boy, do I not want a touchscreen laptop. If I'm so glad I was able to turn off the touchscreen on my laptop because at a certain point, a device is just too large. It doesn't need a touchscreen anymore.
Oh,
And
I mean, okay.
I think laptop is kind of where we reach that capacity. Don't give me the keypad and all of that if you're going to tell me this is a touchscreen.
Okay.
So that's sort of where I am with it. I am curious though if that's going to be ushering in M6 because I know that was the other half of it, and it's like everything ain't got M5 yet.
You
Are
think
we
they're
really
gonna?
going to start ushering in M6?
I don't know if they'll do that. That's kind of fast, isn't it? Isn't-
It's
Maybe not.
well,
I mean,
that's the weird part of how Apple is doing these releases. It They started off with it being like yearly iterations,
mhm.
but then they kind of like because there are so many different variants of the M line, now it feels like just the base is consistently upgraded and then like your M5 Pro or your M5 Ultra and stuff like that, like they're kind of waiting. Like I said, because the M5 MacBook Pro came out last year. So theoretically, sure, the M6
Mhm.
MacBook Pro should be this year, but it's like, what about the M5 Pro Ultra or well, Ultra? I don't think has been upgraded to like the M3, but
Mhm.
these higher end
The
variants.
Max.
Yeah,
What was the Max? Yeah,
it
the
was
Max.
it's Ultra, Max, and Pro,
Yeah.
and so it's like the way that they're
Use the names.
stacking these out is just very interesting, and I kind of hope that like bring some congruency to it. Like let's tighten this up. What are we doing here? So
Yeah. Um. I don't know. I'm curious because he came out and said what a lot of stuff was gonna. What he didn't say a lot, but he was like,
he said a week of reveals. So it's
yeah.
like they have
So
their event on Thursday. Theoretically, you assume something leading into that event, like maybe each one a day or something. I don't know.
I'm just wondering, like, what I mean. They haven't updated the headphones in a while.
Oh, the
The
AirPod Maxes.
Max, yeah, they have not upgraded those in a while. I think the only thing they changed was the USB-C port,
Yep.
I believe it was, and that was, and they in that terrible case. Them things are expensive anyway, so I
Yep.
never even thought. I didn't even looked at them twice. but they haven't upgraded those in a long time. Um, so I'm thinking. I guess. What do you think? Like one a day. What do you think? I'm thinking the touchscreen MacBook. I'm thinking maybe iPad Mini OLED. Maybe I guess this whatever the next budget iPhone is, 17e. Is that what it is? I guess it would be.
Yeah.
Um, I
Don't
think
forget about
those
the cheap
are-
MacBook,
Oh yeah, the one with their modem in it, right? Uh,
the one with the
and the one
phone, the one with
and
the
the
phone
phone.
processor.
That'd be a big deal, and I think that'll be very interesting how that goes for schools. That's all I
So
thought about when I saw that.
I think that hits also the cheap Windows because obviously we talked about it a couple weeks ago how people are really pissed off at Windows and just their push for AI. This is a perfect time for that. Especially if you can get in at what they're saying at $600-700 market. That somebody who's going in to buy a cheap LG or not LG, yeah, I mean LG makes I guess a computer. I don't know how many people are buying LG laptops, but but a cheap Dell laptop or like a cheap HP one, but you're pissed off at Windows and you're not willing to go to Linux because you don't even know you probably don't even know Linux is an operating system. You see a $500 Apple and you know you got an iPhone or something, you probably are in.
That's true. That is true. Um, do you think it'll be touchscreen?
No, not at 600. Six,
Mm.
700 what they're marketing it at? No way.
Hmm. That'll be interesting. I think they should make it touchscreen. But I mean, if it's not,
Interesting.
it's not. But I think they should do it. Um, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what he means by a week of reveals
Yeah.
because it could be, like I said, those things we just said, or it could be something that we're really not expecting.
Well, we talked about the touchscreen OLED MacBook. The M5 Pro and Max have to come at some point. Even if they're not the touchscreen variety, like in the touchscreen one, they have to show up at some point, right? So I think those have to be one of the devices.
I guess so. I mean, they're making their own chips, but they aren't making their own RAM or SSD.
I don't think they care about that. I mean, we just talked about, well, we didn't talk about it. We saw the report that Samsung said, "Yo, these prices are going up 100%," and they're like, "All right." I
I mean,
mean,
they have the money for it, I guess, but it's still
also,
interesting.
as much
Yeah.
as I feel like they're like, "Cool, we'll just pass that $200 price increase over to our customers. We've been doing it for years when it wasn't that expensive. Now we just, oh, cool, we lose 150 or whatever that we were
That
charged."
is
Like
that is yeah, damn. That is true.
they 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 trained their customers into believing that RAM upgrades are $200. So that's like when all of this happened, their customers are probably looking at everybody else like, yeah, that's what it is. Welcome.
I mean, you see all the time people like, I don't give a damn what Apple do. I'm still buying it, you know. So like, we
Also,
still they're locked in.
they trained their customers, their best customers. They knew what they were doing with them, and I think it's the cool factor now, right? Like I they see Max as cool, and you
Yeah,
you got to stay cool.
yeah,
So
it's true.
it's interesting.
Fact. It's true.
So let's wrap up our mobile and I guess laptop section of the show with Mobile World Congress 2026, which is coming. And the reason I bring this up is, have you been seeing all of the cool devices that are sort of coming during here?
Honestly, my timeline has been flooded with all everything else. I ain't see nothing about this. You see the Apple stuff and you see all this AI stuff.
Okay.
Um,
So
yeah.
mine has been a mix. There's been some really interesting stuff that are coming. So, like I want to first talk about this human. Like it's the company is called Honor, and they're doing like a robot phone. So like it has this little robot arm on it. Like it's going to be really interesting. They have a humanoid robot. I don't think it's tied to the phone, but like that's supposed to be going to be show at Mobile World Congress. Like they're doing some really interesting stuff with it. That obviously we have no specs because the show hasn't started or anything, but we're starting to get pictures and everything, and this just seems like a nightmare. Like,
So stuff like this, how do you like you know this is AI in it or it's something AI. You know it is. So
oh,
like all this stuff is gonna be that at this point. I don't
so
know. Yeah.
it's interesting. It says that this camera is attached, like the gimbal is obviously, it moves and everything, and it's supposed to be able to track you, which I have my gimbal does that, where it has a camera on the front, so like as you move, it's basically like the center stage. It's a
You
hardware version of that.
you remember that there's a webcam that does that. I can't remember what
Yeah,
it's called. There's one that like it's like it literally
yeah.
does
So
all
like
that. Yeah.
it's that's not necessarily a new concept, obviously, but
Right.
it's cool. I guess it's kind of cool to have it in your phone. That would
Yeah.
terrify me because I'm just like, that's another point of impact that could break.
Well,
And
yeah, yeah. Something sticking off like that. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if it's anything like my gimbal, where the camera on it, I think I actually have it somewhere around here. Yeah, this. So like it just obviously it magnetically attaches,
Hmm.
and that little camera right there, that's what's moving the rest of the gimbal. So I would think that it attaches like how this attaches, but whew, like I said, that's terrifying. Another thing that's gonna be shown is this modular magnetic like technology, so like basically a modular smartphone. Open it up.
Oh,
So
that's
all of
kind of
these
cool.
different all of these different components basically modularly attach to your phone. Now, I don't think that that's going to be changing stuff like your RAM or anything, but
Right.
like, you can see here one of the components is like a better camera. I'm
Hold
sure
on. Is that a remote?
yeah, I don't know. I think we
Hold
gotta
on.
wait to
Maybe
see
here.
what the company is doing with it. But yeah, it is a remote.
Company stopped put the goddamn our blasters back in phones. Stop playing. But that was so cool, man.
Yeah, the thing that they specifically noted with this picture is additional cameras, battery packs, physical control, and they do say that it will still, even when you attach any of these, not
Mhm.
be thicker than the typical smartphone.
Huh. I mean, it looks
So
pretty thin. I mean, yeah. Fair.
they said that the company is called Techno, obviously you can see at the top.
Mhm.
They said they'll have 10 modular accessories ready to go to show off alongside the phone, and that you can own as many of them as you want, and obviously hot swap. So that was another thing that was interesting. They were talking about just more e-ink, like the paper ink. Remember we were talking about those paper e-ink paper
Yeah.
tablets? More of those are going to be showing.
Do
They're
you
going to
remember
be
that Samsung? Yeah, it was Samsung. Remember that Samsung phone a long time ago? It was a flip phone. Yeah, it was a flip phone, and the screen was e-ink.
yeah.
It was really cool. Like you could like turn like open it like sideways too, and it would
Hmm.
change the orientation. It was interesting. I was like, that was cool back. That was a long time ago when they did that. So yeah.
So this one is coming from in a TCL. So they've been doing
Okay.
a lot of e-ink
Yeah.
stuff. Um, they're going to be doing like their first demos for 6G, which is very interesting. Oh, I don't know. I don't
We
see
don't have a
6G.
network to do it.
And that's
There's
why I
no
think
cell
they're
network yet.
yeah, and I think that's why they're just doing like the demos for it there. Like they'll just basically create a mock network for there. They're going to be talking about Wi-Fi 8 there, which like everybody not even on Wi-Fi 7, but that's why this episode is called a glimpse into the future because they are they are really looking forward and ahead with all of this. So I'm going to be very closely looking at Mobile World Congress just to see what I can find and like see what's going to be really cool there because I think they're trying to look at future tech and I don't think all of it is AI, and that's the part that excites me because it does feel like for the past couple of years innovation has meant, well, what can we jam AI into versus what can we really do to push technology forward. Everything that's pushing technology forward isn't just pushing it into AI.
Yeah.
So,
Gotta make sure you have people that can buy this stuff too.
right, seriously. So, um, you said you haven't seen anything on it, right? So,
No,
well,
I mean, I'm always excited for these type of, events because they always show some really cool stuff, and I watch recaps of different people and stuff like that. Um, I would love, go to something like this one day. Stuff like
serious.
that is fun, just to see all this stuff before it's actually like really out there would be really cool.
It would be. I am very interested. Like, hopefully, one day we can get to one of these. Like, they have some other device. It was called like the Tara Beam. I think I have a picture of that too. I don't even know what this is. It's they in the little blurb about it. It says it's like a new way to get online. It's going to provide internet connectivity using beams of light. So it's like I don't know if this is a home device that you would put and like the light is getting internet to it. They said that this has been shown before, but we don't know like the technology behind it hasn't really been understood. So I think they're gonna talk about it more at NWC. But it's like I really want to know what do they mean by putting internet through beams of light. That sounds insane.
It does. It just it automatically made me think of when what was it? Where you like a certain area of a room, you could have it where it didn't matter where your phone was or whatever. It would just charge
Oh,
it. And I was like, that gotta be dangerous, right?
I mean,
Like, what is
it's
it beaming around this room right now?
yeah,
Like,
it's I ain't gonna hold you. It do sound dangerous, but
man,
that's futuristic as hell.
it's cooking you and the phone.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, it's futuristic.
Right.
Um, let's talk about before we get in. Well, actually, these next couple of topics are companies against the government. First up is Valve versus the state of New York. uh basically the gist behind all of this. Remember when we were talking about the Counter-Strike economy and how it basically tanked a couple billion in a day because of like whatever they changed with their loot boxes.
Mm.
So I the article doesn't necessarily say that it's off the heels of that, but I feel like that headline was so splashy that the state of New York was like, let me look deeper at this.
Mm.
And they're basically swinging on the ground that those loot boxes are essentially gambling and getting kids hooked on gambling. So,
Well,
I mean, I feel like we've said it before. We've said it many times that loot boxes are basically gambling. And their reasoning is that gambling is pretty much mostly illegal in New York. Like
well,
I'm
yeah, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
so this is this
So,
it's very much in the early stages with this lawsuit, so we don't have full details, but Valve did already put out like their first statement to like, their thing is that like they're like they always do, loot boxes aren't necessarily gambling, and they explained that those third party sites, which I think would drive the gambling because you're trying to consistently get that in hopes that you could sell, are in violation of their terms of service. But it's like clearly loosely violated if you can have what at the time was reported to be like a $5 billion economy. Clearly, you're not very closely marketing or watching to see what people are doing with these stuff.
right. Yeah, that's true. They should
So
definitely make sure they regulate it and keep it under control.
yeah, so we'll see where that goes. The next couple of companies that are under fire with the government are actually under fire with the U.S. government. I'm gonna let you take the lead here because I know you know more on it than I do. But I know OpenAI and Anthropic have both come in and I guess fire with the Department of Defense.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting because Anthropic basically told so basically what they want them to do, the Department of War wants them to, yes, give us the AI, but also have no safeguards. So
Right.
basically let us use it how we want to use it, let us use it as surveillance, let us use it on weapons, whatever we want to do it on, you can't stop us from using it on, basically. And Anthropic was like, no, we're not letting you do that. And and then we got the president responding saying basically no government agencies use Anthropic now. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that is very interesting. Um, because just got access to cloud code, but very interesting that this
Not
will happen
anymore.
right now.
Not anymore.
Um, so I was like, okay. And apparently, I didn't know how deep Anthropic was already. So apparently, they've already been working in the government or on government, information and like I guess some classified data, stuff like that. They've been
Okay.
already allowed, but now they want to basically have more ability to use it more and no safeguards. And they were like, okay, now we too much now. At the end of the statement, they were like, they were like, we're still looking forward to working with the U.S. government, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're saying now the president telling them don't use it at all. I'm like, that's a very wide sweeping thing and will affect a lot of government agencies. It's gonna be interesting to see how this shakes out. And then OpenAI, uh, he came out, the leader of that. He came out, was like, yeah, uh, he said the problems we might have with Anthropic, I do respect them, and I think they do it the right way. Basically, and I was like, I agree with them, and I was like, okay, that's interesting for you to say that too. Like, what was about to happen with you?
Yeah,
And
I'm
those are
really
two
shocked
big
that
ones. Those are two
I'm
big
really
ones.
shocked OpenAI when we've talked the past few weeks about how they're running into issues with a lot of the people around them. Obviously Microsoft left
They're
their
losing.
relationship.
Yeah, they're losing
Like
things. Yeah.
you are losing stuff. But I did. Is that
I
why? Is that why like the whole Grok in?
apparently Grok already signed to do
Yeah.
unlimited. He already did it. Apparently, he already said unlimited access. Go
I
for
mean,
it.
are we surprised? Are we
Not surprised
surprised?
yet. Not
Yeah.
surprised.
Like,
So I was like, oh, okay. But then I saw that I just saw this. I
did
just
Google sign?
no, not them. Their employees. 300 Google and OpenAI employees. basically like I think signed what did they signed a public letter or something and said we will not be divided. Like we're
Oh,
not doing it.
we're not doing
Yeah,
it.
so,
Okay.
yeah. So I don't know how that's gonna shake out either. This is so interesting to me. I'm
That's what
like,
I'm saying.
oh,
Like, did Google sign? Like you said, so obviously they did it.
Google
Like,
did not Google themselves. Their
yeah, I said
employees were like, no. Like so
so. Like, that's all. Like, I'm wondering how is management going to handle that? Did Microsoft, like,
this is interesting because it's like,
it's
okay, um, because Siri this is all weird, like weird timing. Like Siri can ready come out with their Gemini power. I don't know. It's
maybe,
just so
maybe,
maybe.
maybe.
It's just I'm like perplexity, the only one over there, like over here, like, oh, leave us
Yeah, yeah.
like, woo. They ain't said nothing. They're like, we just got ourselves a deal. We over here chilling,
I wonder if they sign. Yeah, like it's
I don't know. This all happened like last like couple hours.
yeah. This is very recent. We'll see what happens. It's an ongoing thing. I don't like
But
either side, obviously. So like
I
this.
mean, but the thing is that like that bubble you always talking about. I
Mm-hmm.
mean that this is how they're building so fast. They're in the government. Like
Yeah,
all of them being used in the government. If you don't have access to be used in the government, you're not getting government contracts, you're not getting the government money.
yeah,
How do you sustain?
yeah.
So if you aren't able to do that, at least for the next 3 years, if you can't use any government contracts, what happens to you? I kind of feel like you gotta go down. So I don't
But
know.
if they go down,
Consumers ain't keeping it up. Not the way the government is.
ain't gonna hold you though. If they go down, we all going down. Because if they go down, Nvidia is going down, AMD is going down, and then
They all put too much into it.
yeah,
They all
that's
put too much
what's
into it.
propping. Like we talked about it. I think it was 2-3 weeks ago about how basically the economy is propped up by AMD and Nvidia giving money to these AI companies, who's giving money to other AI companies, who's giving money back to AMD and Nvidia. That is the economy. And like we're not a
Yeah.
political podcast, but
Right.
the tech aspect of it
Yeah.
is very much intertwined to politics right now. And it's like they go down, we all go down. And I don't know if we all need to be going down.
It's what is it? The one that used to own Twitter, uh
Oh,
he owns Block
Jack Dorsey.
Block. Yeah, so
Dorsey,
he
yeah.
and that control I forgot what that controls. It has like three different things it has under it. But he like let go of 4,000 employees.
Like half of their workforce.
Yeah,
And said
for
we're gonna
AI.
for AI. I
I'm
mean,
like, that
we
keeps
just
happening, and it's just like,
did
how
you
are
see
you? Where the consumers? If you keep firing everybody,
did
who's
you
gonna
see
pay for this stuff?
it was and we didn't get a chance to talk any gaming topics just because there was other stuff, but did you see it was a Resident Evil review. Basically, Metacritic was like, we have to take this down because you are they
Oh,
fired
I did
all
see
of their
that.
editors and
Yeah,
replaced them with AI and are basically pumping out reviews. And it's like, how are you
and
reviewing something?
you ain't playing it. Yeah,
Like, what are we
yeah.
doing here? And
And they
so
put it in the algorithm, right? And they put it in
yeah,
the
it goes
store.
because that company had a Metacritic account essentially, or like they were Metacritic verified. It would have
Hmm.
automatically went into their score, and I think they gave it a good score. So it's like whatever, but it's like, what are we doing here? And I consistently find myself asking that question a lot. Just, what are we really doing here? So I don't. We'll see how it shakes out. I hope that we can land on our feet, but it's a wild time, and it's a very troublesome time. iOS devices got NATO clearance. This is
Yeah,
another thing that's interesting. I saw this yesterday, and I was like, "Well, that's cool." I guess I would have thought that this happened years ago.
you would think, right?
Like,
Um, yeah,
what
I don't know.
devices do have NATO clearance? Obviously, now we know iOS do it, but it's like,
But
y'all
I'm pretty sure
do?
they've been giving out iPhones already. I feel like
I
So
mean,
it's like,
there people have been using devices. Like y'all ain't been just coming in and using a hardware that's tied
right,
on this network. What have y'all been doing?
right. So it's very interesting. I'm like, okay, so all right. I don't know. What does this mean differently? I don't know. I mean, maybe they're already clear for government use. Now you can actually put, I don't know if that's safe. Putting like
I'm
real classified data like on these devices. I don't know.
so the way that I'm reading Apple's press release, it feels like okay, or countries by country was giving out approval.
Hmm.
So like they specifically talk about how they were able to receive German classified government data. So now that they're getting NATO wide, like maybe it's like we finally hit that last country. Like maybe
Huh,
it's something like
okay.
that. I don't know, but it's this is the thing. I feel like if you're an Apple shareholder or you work at Apple, it's a feather in your cap, right? But
Yeah.
like outside of that, it's like all right, cool, I guess. Like you said, it's
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
It's
know. It's an interesting thing to bring up. I more so was glad you brought it up because I'm like, what were y'all doing before now? Now you got
yeah.
me thinking that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
What's going on there? This last one I think is really troubling.
yeah, this is our last topic, and this is crazy. Um,
Wish list. Yeah, Amazon
yeah,
wish
I
list.
should have. I ran out of space, so I was like, look, we'll talk through it.
Yeah.
It is specifically on your wish list, like you said, where if someone buys a product on your wish list and they're tracking it, you you will see their address now, or like they will see your address now.
Yeah,
And
I think that's really problematic because I mean there are a lot of creators, a lot of these
mhm,
creators just go to here's my wish list, go buy me this. I want this. Like I've seen people that do cosplay.
I
They'll be like, I
will
want these
say
pieces.
a lot of the at least a lot of the ones that I know personally, they have a PO box set up for that. Just because they didn't trust it
What's the
in the
shit?
first
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
But I think what's so crazy to me is what prompted the change. Like
That's a good
I
question.
can't imagine something happened that you were like, we got to make it public now, right? Like it just feels like an unnecessary change and it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Like even when I mean this says wish list, but people do registries.
Yeah.
People do
I
different stuff
think
like that.
I think that's still all part of it, to be honest.
If it is, that's dangerous too. Like, I mean, I don't know. I think this is opening up to I feel like lawsuits. That's what I feel like this does because people are crazy.
Yeah.
Like you said, people are not right sometimes. It's just like imagine you do have your wish list, you put it out, and they get your actual address or even like I guess not maybe wish list people are smart enough to have PO boxes, but like registries, people have that stuff up, that's coming straight to them most of the time. So I don't know that wedding registry, baby registry, all that stuff. Can't get a crib sent to. I mean, I guess you could, but what I mean. I don't know.
Yeah, so like they claim it's because they're removing the option to restrict third purchases from third party sellers for like those items. But
What does that have to do with anything? Like, you just
that's my
send it. Why don't you just send it? You
like
just
if it's
why
all
show
going
them?
yeah, like if it's all going through Amazon,
Why do you have
why
to show that? Yeah,
why? And then so it's like it's very interesting to me. It feels like they just took this the cheapest and laziest way to do it. So we're gonna put the onus on y'all. Y'all should have had a PO box in the first place. And it's like
how many people are not going to see this? That's the problem. Like, how many people are not going to know? That's the
I'm
thing I don't like. I hope they're really pushing this out.
did they email it?
They're talking about next month. They're talking about next month, March 25th. I think I saw.
Let me see. I have the press release. Yeah, March 25th.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to think. I have obviously I have an Amazon account. I don't remember.
I don't have a wish list though, but,
I
but
mean, I
yeah,
have lists like
I
I
have
have,
lit. Yeah, but they're all private though.
but it says public list. I said I have a public one just because it's like I've
Okay.
shared it to my parents. Like
Yeah.
that's how we do our Christmas lists and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it's like it's technically public,
Hmm.
but it's like that's so weird to me. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know. When I saw this, I was like, "What? Why would they do that?" I was like, "That doesn't sound right." But okay, why not add more stress to somebody? I guess I don't know.
Yep. So it's I think it's one of those things, like you said, if you're a content creator, definitely take a look at your list. Maybe make it private. There are third party services like Throne that I've seen a lot of people saying in response to this.
Mm.
So, you know, those are all like I saw a lot of people talking about Throne specifically because I guess they put out a statement like we'll never do this.
Yeah, I
You
mean, you
know,
shouldn't. Yeah,
like
you just shouldn't do that. Like, I don't know. It's like all the things you've relied on.
yeah.
You just want to fuck with it. I'm like, leave it alone. Like, it's
If we
okay.
being honest, even a PO box isn't the most secure.
Yeah,
Like
still in your
you're,
city,
yeah, I was gonna say you're assuming everybody's in a large city like a New York or Chicago or LA.
right? Right.
Like somebody who stays in Boise, Idaho or whatever, they're a big enough creator. There probably aren't a lot of places that have PO boxes, and so now I still kind of know where you're at, and it's like that's
Right.
still crazy to me.
No, you're not gonna get a P box that's like a million miles away from you. You'll
Yeah,
get something that's
so
right down the street probably, and it's like,
right.
yeah.
Or I know where this PO box is. I'm just gonna show up. You gotta go. People are
Eventually, you
crazy.
gotta go. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Or they could say, "Hey, I sent you something to your P box." They know that you're going in.
yeah,
It's terrifying. That's just oh god, it's just not good. It's not a good choice.
yeah. It's not great, but it's the state of the world we in. I don't know what else to I don't know what else to say.
I look
But
forward to the iPhone fold. That's what I
that's
want.
all you got. Don't 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 put it on the wish list.
I will not. Man,
Oh, but before we get out of here, was there anything else you wanted to talk about that we may have missed?
don't think so. I just think we need people that can actually, buy stuff. Keep firing people. Nobody got no money.
I mean, I feel like people have been sounding that alarm since the start of AI, and
So
I it's interesting. Like we consistently see stuff time and time again about AI is gonna wipe out this, AI is gonna wipe out that, and it's like there are people behind that stuff that AI is going to wipe out.
let me
What's
see.
going to happen to them?
Let me see the tweet that shook me the most that I saw today.
Is it
Well,
the 50% one?
no, this is the co-founder of YouTube said, "Hope everyone enjoys their last year of meaningful work."
Ooh,
That's what he said yesterday. Well,
yeah, that's
at 2:17 in the morning.
yeah.
Arrow was like, "Okay, like what we doing? Like maybe not say stuff like that."
Well, like the one that shook me was the Anthropic CEO. AI will wipe out 50% of lawyers, consultants, and finance professionals within the next 12 months. And it's like there are a lot of people who are basically about to become jobless if you're saying that. And we know the state of this country. We know what they're doing in terms of just government assistance. So it's going to be good luck. Hope you don't die. And that's a very shitty way of looking at life.
Everything get denied.
Yeah. So wish we could have left this on a brighter note, but where can the people find you and what you got coming up?
You find me on this show on Fridays. You can find me on Much Ado About Nothing on I don't know Wednesdays or Thursdays. Uh, go to our page, hit the notification, you'll find out. And I think that's it. Yeah. I'll be in y'all comments or jump in when uh y'all playing games and stuff. I'll jump in sometimes.
Oh, you want to join us in the
Just being nosy.
marathon stress test today? I think I got to talk to Jamie. I think we're doing that today.
Yes.
All right, cool. I'll let you know. I got to get dinner after this, but we'll talk. You can find me at DigD. Uh, I've been streaming pretty much all week and putting out videos about Next Fest, so you can check those out on my page. Check me out on the Geek Set podcast on Sunday. Starting Monday, I'll be starting Resident Evil Requiem. I think I got a few more demos on Netflix, so I won't be able to start it this weekend. I think that's everything. And yeah, so we'll see you next time, people. Peace out. I
Peace.
have nothing else.